व्हाट इफ एनालिसिस, बेसिकली ये है क्या? एज ऑफ नाउ व्हाट वी हैव डन, वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड द आउटपुट बेस्ड अपॉन द इनपुट। हमने क्या किया? इनपुट के बेसिस पे आउटपुट कैलकुलेट किया है। नाउ इन दिस व्हाट इफ एनालिसिस, दिस इज जस्ट द रिवर्स। We are going to calculate input based upon the output, and there are 4 what if analysis tools which is basically used for decision making. इससे related आप decision ले सकते हैं using these tools. Now these are the 4 tools. The first one is the goal seek, second is the data table, third is the solver, and fourth is the scenario manager. Goal seek, data table, solver and scenario manager. इसमें से एक जो है, one of these tools are not developed by Microsoft. One of these tools are not developed by Microsoft. कोई बता सकते हैं which tool is not developed by Microsoft? नाम से क्या लग रहा है? कौन सा tool हो सकता है? Which tool is not developed by Microsoft? Solver is not basically developed by Microsoft. Solver जो है ये Microsoft का develop नहीं है. This is developed by some other third party tools. और देखिए VBA का क्या value है? That company has developed this solver using VBA, और वो VBA Microsoft का है। मतलब Microsoft के टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करके Microsoft को ही बेच दिया this tool, right? So this is the solver. तो solver is awesome tool, काफी सारी चीज कर सकते हैं। Today let us discuss on the goal seek, the most simpler one, सबसे छोटा। goal seek क्या करता है? Basically this is used to get the backward calculation करता है। Let us see how this is doing. Suppose this is loan amount. मैं एक example लेता हूँ, we are going to cover in details also. Let us suppose this is a loan amount, this is the term, and this is the interest rate, and based upon these 3 figures there is a formula, और उस formula से क्या निकल गया? Monthly payment. Simple. Let's say this is a sample calculation that we have done. Now the question is कि अगर मंथली पेमेंट 1500 रिजल्ट लाना, इफ आई वांटेड टू ब्रिंग द रिजल्ट एज 1500, देन व्हाट कुड बी द टर्म्स? मींस बैकवर्ड कैलकुलेशन, पीछे जाके कैलकुलेट करना है, सोर्स को चेंज करना है। तो बेस्ड अपॉन दिस आउटपुट आई वांटेड टू कैलकुलेट द इनपुट। सो लेट अस सी, एक बार देखते हैं किस तरह से व्हाट इफ एनालिसिस को ला सकते हैं। नाउ अब एक बार बेसिक समझते हैं दैट व्हाट इज द बेसिक ऑफ दिस गोल सीक, एंड देन वी विल सी विद द एग्जांपल्स। Suppose these are few numbers, यहाँ पर कुछ numbers लिखे हुए हैं, and using an average function, ध्यान दीजिएगा, average function से हमने क्या किया है? We have calculated the average. Simple एक average calculation हुआ है। Now the question is that I wanted the average to be, let's say 22 या 25.4456149. I just wanted to get the final value, final output in this one as 25.4456149. तो let us take an example of this cell. तो मैं इस सेल में क्या चेंजेस करूंगा ताकि रिजल्ट मेरा ये आए? Means in goal seek we can change any one cell to get the desired output. अब क्वेश्चन क्या है कि इस फाइनल सेल में I wanted the value as this and I wanted to change the value of this. यहां पर क्या वैल्यू रखेंगे? नाउ इन गोल सीक वी हैव 3 पैरामीटर्स: सेट सेल, टू वैल्यू एंड बाय चेंजिंग सेल। सेट सेल इज द फाइनल सेल जहां पर फॉर्मूलाज लिखे हुए हैं, दिस इज द फाइनल सेल। टू वैल्यू इज द फाइनल आउटपुट दैट आई वांटेड टू गेट इनटू दिस फाइनल सेल, आउटपुट सेल व्हिच इज दिस वैल्यू। बाय चेंजिंग सेल इज द सोर्स वन। लेट अस से एक बार देखते हैं कैसे करना है। सो आई विल गो विद दिस डेटा टैब। डेटा टैब में व्हाट इफ एनालिसिस के अंदर आता है गोल सीक। नाउ इन दिस इट्स आस्किंग फॉर द सेट सेल, सो दिस इज द सेट सेल। टू वैल्यू, वैल्यू क्या है बताइए? इसका फाइनल वैल्यू क्या आएगा? टू वैल्यू क्या होंगे?
G2 की वैल्यू आएगी इसमें।
हाँ, G2। अब G2 का वैल्यू हम सिलेक्ट नहीं कर सकते, आई हैव टू राइट हियर। सो 25.4456149 and by changing cell is the source data. मैं कोई भी एक सेल ले सकता हूं, एज एन एग्जांपल मैंने इसको लिया। क्लिक ओके, डन। सो 25.445614 लाइन लाने के लिए आई हैव टू मेक दिस वन। अब देख रहे हो कितना कॉम्प्लेक्स है, 31.68422335। ये अगर लाऊंगा देन द एवरेज वुड बी दिस वन। सो दिस इज द कोर वर्किंग ऑफ दिस गोल सीक। this is the concept of goal seek, that how goal seek is working. Clear है यहां तक? This is clear. Set cell, to value, and by changing cell. Now let us see one example. This one. So we have loan amount 50,000, terms 60 months, and interest rate is 8.25. And there is a PMT function. I'll just show you how PMT function works. Equals to PMT. This is showing the rate. So this is the rate divided by 12 for monthly rate, comma. This is the terms and this is the principal value, bracket closed. Now this is showing that if I am going to pay 1019.81, this includes interest as well. Then we can clear the outstanding amount, or we can clear the total loan amount in 60 months. Right? So this is one formula, PMT function, which is majorly used for loan calculation. Right. Now, I wanted to make this output as 1500. I wanted to make this output as 1500. To make this output as 1500, I wanted to check that how many months it will require to clear my loan. Means this is the output cell, the value would be 1500, and I wanted to change this cell. Let us see. Goal seek. क्या होंगे यहाँ पर? Set cell क्या होगा? What is the set cell? This one, to value. What is the to value? To value.
1500.
Yes. And by changing cell, this one. Yeah. Click OK. Now it will say that if I am going to pay 1500 per month, so it will require 38 months to clear my loan. ये 38 months में खत्म हो जाएगा. So this is how goal seek works. देखिए क्या होता है ना, ऑफिस में ऐसे आपके पास डेटा होगा कि लेट से आपका कोई एक कैलकुलेशन है, और जैसे क्वार्टर 1, क्वार्टर 2, क्वार्टर 3, क्वार्टर 4, और एक फाइनल आपका वैल्यू आ गया कि ये आपको प्रोडक्टिविटी है, ये आपको लेट से कॉल सेंटर का है कि इतने कॉल्स आपको लेना है, क्वार्टर 1 में इतना लेना है, क्वार्टर 2 में लेना है, क्वार्टर 3 ये लेना है. लेट अस से अब मुझे बताना है कि भाई टोटल अगर कॉल्स मुझे लेना है पूरे साल में 500 कॉल्स, सो क्वार्टर 3 में कितना लेना है. अगर तीनों क्वार्टर का दिया हुआ है तो 4 क्वार्टर में से चौथे क्वार्टर ब्लैंक है, तो बैकवर्ड कैलकुलेशन में जाना तो मैं गोल सीक को यूज करके कर सकता हूं कितना लेना है ना. मतलब कोई भी फॉर्मूला है, फॉर्मूला ऑलरेडी रिटन है, सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है, और मुझे उसी फॉर्मूला से बैकवर्ड कैलकुलेशन करना. मतलब एक ही चीज आप समझो कि आउटपुट के बेसिस पे इनपुट बताना. सिंपल. कभी कभी मैनेजर पूछता है ना कि अगर ये रिजल्ट आएगा तो कितना काम करना है, अगर वो प्रोडक्टिविटी लाना है तो मुझे कितना काम करना पड़ेगा, तो उस केस में वी कैन यूज दिस गोल सीक. ठीक है ना. ये आप समझ लो कि ये गुड टू नो वाले फीचर है, अगर आप यूज करते हो तो बहुत अच्छे से यूज कर सकते हो, नहीं तो इसका डायरेक्ट कोई यूज नहीं ऑफिस. Now let us move into this data table, which is nearly related to this goal seek. Let us go into this one. अब बताइए यहां पर एक चीज. Now I have this data which we are using, right? Now we have this data that we have seen. हमने इस डेटा को देखा है. Now we have 3 different rate of interest: 6.23, 8.25, 8.17. 6.23, 8.25, 8.17. Now I wanted to see the result based upon these interest rates. मतलब क्या है कि यहां पर 3 जो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स है, मैं इस टेबल के बेसिस पे I wanted to show the result. अब एक वे आउट तो ऐसे ही है कि I am going to 6.23 ऐसे करूंगा, so this is giving 972. So मैंने यहां पर लिख दिया 972 like this. Now this is the manual process. What I wanted to use this table and populate the result based upon these interest rate. Clear है? What is the scenario? ये clear है? करना क्या चाहते हैं हम?
Yes sir.
ठीक है ना. Now the result is in this cell. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? Equals to this one. ये result है. So I'll just link with this one. Now what I'll do, I'll just select this entire data. I'll select this entire data where in the left side we have different rate of interest, and in the top the result is there. अब आप बताओ, in the entire selection what is changing? What is the variable? क्या change हो रहा है? What is changing?
Interest rate change हो रहा है.
Interest rate, yes. The first thing that we have seen that interest rate is changing. Interest rate change हो रहा है. Now interest rate यहाँ पर रो में है या कॉलम में? बताइए, ये सिंगल रो में है या सिंगल कॉलम में?
Single column.
Single column. So interest rate is changing and this is in single column. अब आप बताओ इस interest rate को मैं इस टेबल में किस सेल में पुट अप करूंगा so that I can get the value. In which cell this interest rate?
B5.
C5.
C5, sorry.
C5. So let us do all these things. तो मैं जाऊंगा what if analysis data table. Row input cell is nothing. Row में कुछ नहीं हुआ है, आपने बताया column में हुआ है. So column input cell, this is in the column. So column को input कहाँ करूंगा? I wanted to input into this. So column में जो भी data है, I wanted to input into this cell, which is C5. Click OK. Done. Automatically, this is populated based upon the source data, and this is known as data table one variable data table. I'm going to repeat this. So I will repeat. Now we have this data, and we have this input. I wanted to calculate the output of this one. ये मुझे चाहिए. Now I'll select the entire data, and based upon the selection, this is going to change. Right? What is going to change? कोई बता सकते क्या change हो रहा है इस पूरे में से? What is going to change?
Interest rate.
Interest rate change हो रहा है, and this interest rate is basically input into this one, basically linked to this one, which is C5. Let us see. What if analysis data table? Row input cell is nothing. Column input cell is this one, which is this. Column में जो भी input हो रहा है, I wanted to update into this one. Now click on OK. Row input cell not. This is column input cell, which is this one. Click OK. Done. Great. Now this is known as one variable data table, where basically we are going to check one variable, one data, and we are going to populate the output. Let us see. Let us move into the second one, second example. Now in this one, these are few interest rates and these are few periods. Now based upon this interest rate and period, I wanted to calculate the total monthly payment, the same thing. Now what I'll do equals to this one. Now in the entire selection, both row and column is being changed. Let us see. Data table. अब आप बताओ row input. What is row input cell? Row में क्या input हो रहा है? In the row, what is inputting? Where we have to input this one, the row value.
C4.
Yes. And column input is the same as we have seen in the last example, which is C5. Click. Okay. Done. Now, based upon different periods, based upon different rate of interest, I'm getting the comparative analysis of different data. And this is known as two variable data table. इसको बोलते हैं two variable data. Clear? This one is clear? So we have seen goal seek, we have seen data table one variable, and we have seen data table two variable. Now, we have seen this one variable, two variable data table. Now the next topic is we are going to see in the next class. We have one more class where we are going to see scenario manager and solver. And we will see scenario manager and solver, and we'll close the section, this one. And scenario manager and solver also something related to this one also. Solver is quite basically you can say advanced form. So we'll see the solver in the next session. What we can do now, we can get with the solver right now. Scenario manager we can do because this is related to this data only, this type of data only. Let us see. Now, suppose I visited to ICICI Bank, and ICICI Bank given me this option that you can pay in 60 months and the rate of interest is 8.25, and this one you will be getting. Now what I'll do, I'll go with data, what if analysis, and scenario manager. Now it's asking to add. What I'll add only the, let us say ICICI. Now it's showing which is the sale. Now I'll only add the input. What is scenario manager? Scenario manager is basically creating different scenarios and later on analyzing and managing those scenarios. So what I'll do, let us suppose I visited ICICI Bank and they told me that you will be getting 50,000 loan amount for 60 months and 8.25 is the interest rate. ये होंगे. So मैंने क्या कर दिया, I am going to just save the input because I don't want it to save the output क्योंकि this is formula driven, तो automatically आ जाएगा. And I can write a notes that let's say document submitted. Let us say document submitted. कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं. Now let us click on OK. It's confirming 50,000, 60 and 8.25. See in PMT the loan amount is always a minus. Loan जो हम लेते हैं उधार, that is minus. Now let us suppose I visited to State Bank of India. They offered me 1 lakh, right, for 24 months, and the rate of interest is 7.72. Now let us create a scenario for SBI. Scenario manager. Add SBI. This is the changing cell. Yes, I'll not go with this any comment. Click OK. Now these are confirming the values. Click OK and close. Now let us go with the third one. Suppose I visited HDFC. They offered me 5 years for this, 60 months, and the interest rate is 9%. Now I'll go with this one. Scenario manager, add HDFC. Let's say mail send. Some comment I've written. Mail send. Click OK. Now these are different scenarios that I have created. Now how can I visit those scenarios? I'll click on ICICI, SBI, HDFC. So I can view those scenarios here only. Now this is showing the comment, mail sent, document submitted. Now what I can do, I can create a summary report. I'll click on summary. The resulted sale is this one. This is the result. Click OK. Now it will create a scenario in a new sheet. See, ICICI Bank, SBI, HDFC. These are the loan amount, interest, terms and interest set, and this is the total EMI that I have to make per month. Now the comments, we can go with this one. These are the comments, document submitted, mails. So this is just creating a summary report. This is not linked with this data. Again, what we can do, we can go to what if analysis, scenario manager. I can create multiple scenarios. I can edit scenarios, anything I can edit, and I can add a comment. And this is how we can create a summary report later on. So this is scenario manager. Clear? Okay. So we have one more session left, and we are going to cover this solver in details in the next session.